Hi everyone, my name is Maria Karpenko and today I have a very beautiful guest. She is a specialist in communication and her name is Alexandra Boyd. And maybe you can say something about yourself?
Sure. I've been teaching communication and studying it for 10 years now, actually.
Wow. So 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years I've been studying.
She's so young.
Yeah. Yes, but it's my passion. It's definitely a passion, one of many. But I'm excited to be here and talk a little bit more about it with you and anyone who wants to listen.
Why did you start to teach communication?
Why did I start teaching communication?
She's my professor, yes. My best professor.
Oh, thank you.
And she's very beautiful.
Oh.
Every time when she comes, I just see, oh, it's so beautiful.
Thank you, Maria. That's really sweet.
America's Fashion Week.
America's Fashion Week, Sacramento edition, basically. Why did I start teaching communication? There are a couple of reasons.
Why communication?
First, I've always been a people person. Mm-hmm. I love people. And so I knew for sure I wanted to do some sort of career that would allow me to work with people. And teaching in college in particularly, you get to kind of create your own schedule, if you will. Create your own, as in whatever classes you were offered, you teach. But create your own as in you're not having to work at a 9 to 5 every single day. Every semester is different. I have different students, different classes. I work at different times, and that works really well for my personality because I like to be able to fly and go with the flow, which is truthfully the art of communication. You go with the flow and you go with what comes naturally. You know. So yeah, there's that, and then there's also not a lot of chocolate women or people, black people.
Amazing.
That teach, honestly.
Yeah, you're my first professor.
Yeah.
So beautiful skin.
Thank you. But I wanted there to be more of us represented in our discipline and in college. I can count on maybe one hand how many black professors and teachers I've had from kindergarten to now. And so I wanted to be part of that change. That's why I chose communication and teaching in particularly.
Okay. As you know, I'm taking classes. It's my third semester in community college, and I noticed this semester that not just nurses, a student who wants to be a nurse who has different education goal, they need to take communication class. Why is it so important?
Absolutely. I think, everyone needs good communication skills. And the thing is, everyone thinks that they're a good communicator, but the truth is we're not. We're not all inherently good at communicating, right? And you need it to work with other people. You need it to work with patients if you're a nursing major, or even if you're an econ major, you need to know how to talk to people, period. So everyone needs communication.
What about programmist?
Ooh, a programmist. Well, especially that. No, especially that. Because at the end of the day, you're always going to be on a team.
What about accounting? They just work by themselves.
Yeah, but they do accounting for people, right?
Just quiet. Just work on the computer.
They have to figure out how to explain what their findings are to people a lot of the time still, you know, especially especially if they work their way up through like the ranks, if you will, which most accountants want to do. You know, if you ever want to be like a CFO, you know, chief financial officer of any organization, you're going to need to know how to work with other people and teach other people what you know, or share what you know with other people. So I just think communication, it's like at the root of what we all do. There's always going to be exchange, and even outside of work, there's family that we need to know how to communicate with properly, you know, friends, romantic relationships. Like there's all of these ways in which we communicate, and we very much take it for granted, you know.
How many communication classes do we have?
Ooh, here? A lot.
And all communication class, each communication class is different.
Yeah, each one is different. So like ours is public speaking, but there's also, for example, interpersonal communication, which is like 2 people. There's small group communication, which
is... these classes?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not public speaking, what was I thinking? Media.
Have public speaking.
Yeah, we have public speaking, but there's also like mass media and learning about like journalism and, you know, news and how we consume information too. So there's a bunch of different communication classes. A lot of times people think it's just public speaking, but it's so much more. It's a lot more than that.
For example, when I go to the interview, I just can prepare by myself. I read forums, people read forums, questions, just read, prepare, answer to ourselves. For example, I had a interview in the hospital. I'm a volunteer. I want to be a nurse. So when I was preparing very hard, I read a lot of questions, answers. I thought about how can I just answer very wise, not stupid, and no short, but to make people like me. And when I drove in my car, I repeated many times my questions and my answers. I just said by myself, hi, what is your name? Hi! And I just drove, my name is blah blah, I'm the blah blah, I want to be, I have hobbies like this, I can do like that, but why do we need to study communication? It's easy just to read, answer questions. You know how to talk with your partner, you know how to talk with your family members, but why communication is important?
Well,
and you said it's very, and you will teach us how to talk with strangers, or if you are in not an interesting company, but you need to talk to them and just be ready to smile, to continue our communication, conversation.
Yeah, I mean that's communication at its most like basic state, and I think we can all engage in basic communication well on our own. It's the advanced piece that you should study communication for, right? Or to enhance our skills, strengthen our skills. So for example, preparation is key, and that's awesome that you do that. Not everyone does that though. Not everybody prepares.
Preparation is the key.
Preparation is the key. The second piece too though is recognizing that like miscommunication is the root of a lot of the world's problems. I can use one specific example: traffic accidents. Here in the States, traffic is major. It's a major issue. Do you find that people like cut you off oftentimes? They don't use their blinkers, right? People run lights, they break all sorts of rules. And the truth of the matter is that they're disregarding communication, right? Signaling, that's a communication, right? Making space for other people on the street, that's communication. That's communicating that, you know.
I didn't know that. Did you know this?
Yeah, it's, you know, it's in our driving. It's in
just polite.
Just being, just manners.
Respect. Yes.
Right? Just respect. And honestly, when we think about especially social issues where people are being hurt by others, it's because people are violating respect, right? And at the root of respect is good communication, honest communication, and transparent communication. But the problem is a lot of people don't practice this. They don't practice being honest. They don't practice being transparent, and they don't practice good communication. And so we've got hurt people hurting people. So I think, you know, why study communication? Because it gives us a deeper understanding to how humans connect, a better understanding of how we can connect in a healthier way than we kind of currently do today.
But some people say, if you love me, just accept who am I?
Oh, that's so unhealthy. Not if they're toxic. We don't do that if they're toxic, which is why we learn communication, because it will teach you about all the ways in which your communication styles are either toxic, unhealthy, or just unproductive to you and the people around you.
And very interesting question. Can you give us some tips how to improve our skills and how to be successful in our life if we are shy and cannot talk to people? And we don't take classes, for example, with you. How to improve?
Well, okay, the first thing is definitely preparation, like you've done with your interviews. I think that's the number. Do your homework if you can. If you don't, like, especially for shy people when it comes to like going out to parties or just places where there's going to be a lot of people and you're going to have to communicate, do your research to understand what you're getting yourself into. What's the event you're going to? What type of people are going to be there? What type of people do you want to meet and actually engage with? And what do you want to get out of those communication exchanges? I think that's the number one key, is like what do you want to get out of an exchange with a person? Do you just want to meet someone new? Do you want to learn something new about somebody? Do you want to learn about the place that you're at or the event? What is it exactly that your goal is? One, that's a way to help with shyness and people who might struggle with communication, preparation. And I think the last one is just being kind to yourself when you don't get it right and being honest about it. If you find that you are the reason for miscommunication, like most of the times there's two parties. It's not just one person's fault, right? So acknowledging that you're not going to be a perfect communicator, but accepting and working on being a better communicator. Like that's the biggest key. You're not always going to get it right, but if you're willing to admit when you don't get it right and you're willing to work past it so that you're better the next time, then you're doing communication the right way. You know, then you can work around the shyness, you can work around all of the errors because you're being honest, and that's what the root of communication is all about: transparency and authenticity.
Thank you. For example, I had a meeting, it's like party in our hospital. I knew that I should go there, and I knew that I can meet new people just for friendship or whatever.
Yeah, networking.
But when I came, I saw a lot of new people, not young, but older people. And we can eat everything. We had food. It's like buffet. I just took food. I just sat on the corner, just eat. I see nobody just come to me. And I said, okay, bye. What do I need to do in this situation? I cannot come to strangers. I just wait. Who can do the first step to me?
Well,
and it's so weird.
There's a couple of things. Honestly, first is being mindful of your body language.
It was not useful.
Well, it's okay.
Party to me.
but first you did the first step, what I just mentioned, which was being honest with yourself about you could do better next time, right? Recognizing maybe this wasn't the way I wanted to communicate in this time, and I would like to do it differently next time. That's the first step, is acknowledging that. So you did that, right? What could I do better next time? Well, first is your body language. Are you making eye contact with people? You know, eye contact is the first thing that invites people to know that you're open.
I didn't do these.
Eye contact. So just making friendly eye contact, a smile, you don't even have to say anything, but a smile and eye contact invites people to you first. Second, and I guess this would be my last tip, is be prepared to be a little bit uncomfortable. It's not comfortable meeting new people, communicating for the first time with strangers. That's never comfortable. We're taught not to talk to strangers. You know, we're taught that as kids. So you're breaking a norm that you've been taught all your life, and you have to be prepared for that to be uncomfortable. But recognize once you do it, you've done it. Now you've met someone. Now you're connecting with a new friend, which was your goal that you set in the first place, right? So just recognizing it's not always going to be comfortable. And that's okay.
How to start conversation?
How do we start a conversation? Hello, how are you doing? What brings you here?
Okay.
Right? It can be some small talk. I'm new and I'm looking for friendships, wondering if you have any suggestions about things I should know about this place, know about the city. You know, you can talk about all sorts of things that just help you to understand a person.
I just talk about the family.
That's
Do you have
fine.
kids?
Yeah, you can do that.
I have kids.
And say that. Do you have kids? I love kids, right? And sometimes I'll be like, maybe not, but I have lots of nieces and nephews. Tell me about them, right? It's just having the courage to ask. Having the courage to ask for more
But
information.
people can think that I'm crazy. Why I ask so personal information about kids, how I spend time with them.
No. If that's the case, if somebody is like that, then find somebody else to communicate with.
She's weird. Okay. I need to go somewhere.
Find somebody else to communicate with, and they might not be the person for you to be connecting with in the moment if they don't want to share. But this is why communication is important, because we are too often in spaces where we don't want to share ourselves with other people. And when we don't share ourselves with other people, then we are working against the purpose for why we're here, which is to be connected. We're having a connected human experience that we share and we exchange. And when people shut themselves off to that, they're working against the divine you know what I mean, purpose of this world,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and our own individual purposes here too.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can you suggest something to our friends?
For how to start a conversation?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, everything I just said to you. Ask
Just
people
be
about
yourself.
themselves. Be yourself. Being yourself is the number one trick, I think, because
And don't be on the phone.
yeah, don't be on the phone. Yeah, don't be on the
I
phone.
was.
Yeah, that. But
Okay, no, I don't know these people. Okay, where's my phone? Instagram.
No. That's a crutch. We use our phone as a crutch, and you want to avoid that. It also sends off the same body language of I don't want to meet anybody new. I don't want to talk to anybody. And you don't want to send off those messages. So just be aware of how you present yourself. Do you look like somebody that's approachable? Do you look like somebody that wants to have a conversation with a stranger, that wants to meet a stranger? Really, really take into consideration how are you presenting yourself in the space that you're in. That's how you start a conversation. It's just with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Being mindful of yourself. After that, you'll invite people and just ask the question all about.
I can talk to you and I can invite the person, but
Yes.
if I just came in,
And no one's invited you,
mm-hmm.
then what do? Invite yourself.
Where?
Yeah, you go up to them and say, "Hi, I'm Maria. I hope I'm not interrupting, but can I join you?" I would do that. Or you can wait. You can wait until it seems like the right time, when the conversation gets to a lull. Yes, I know what you mean. Like, does anybody need someone to talk to? Anybody need a friend?
Okay.
Right? But it's finding the space to either invite yourself or wait for an invitation to come in. And again, sometimes that invitation might not be verbally. It might be them looking at you and smiling.
Okay. So communication is very important in our life.
It's essential.
Mm-hmm.
It's essential. Just like going to the doctor
Mm-hmm.
and knowing about your health, knowing about how you talk and connect to people is just as important.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's like math in our life.
Yeah.
Reading and writing.
Yeah.
The same.
Well, before reading and writing
It's
came language.
communication.
Communication's language,
Yeah.
right? And would you be able to articulate math without language? No. Would you be able to learn without language? No.
Mhm.
Would we be able to have healthy family relationships without communication? No. Communication's at the root of everything.
First.
It's the first.
Mm-hmm.
The first and most important human tool that we have created. And it's important that we protect it and we use it wisely.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think you really like this video. If you have questions, just comment below this video. And thank you for everything. Thank you for everything. And thank you, my professor.
Thank you, Maria.
She's so amazing. I love her.
You're amazing. Thank you for this.
Thank you. And see you next time. I'm Maria, and this is my professor, Alexandra Boyd. Bye.
Bye.
Done.
Good job.
Thank you.